Hello and welcome to the full-length version of the Aston Martin Valkyrie at Circuit de Catalunya National Circuit. Today I'm going to show you how you can drive as long as you want to here. We're going to be covering so many things, but first things first, this is lap 1 and it's always hectic and you've got to make the most of it. So I've actually thought about making a video where I show you how I learned how to do an endless endurance race. And if you're not familiar with that phrase, endless endurance, we'll get into that later. But a lot of it is learning how do I optimize lap 1. Bots are super slow and there's a lot of them, and you want to pass as many as you can as fast as you can. Yes, we have to take one off-track cut. Thankfully, there's a road there that counts as on-track. So lap 1 is hectic, and I think a reason for it is because just like us, bots start from a dead stop at the beginning of the race. You can see the first few in front of you. By the way, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, hit the bell, like. In fact, if you want to, leave a comment. I try to be really interactive. I'll try to get to your comment, and if I don't know the answer, I usually point you somewhere where you can find one. See, but this car, wow, gotta be one of my favorite cars, right up there in the top 5. So here we go, lap 2 spinning out a little bit. We're gonna do an awful lot of stuff in this video. Like I said, I'm gonna discuss how to do an endless endurance race here. I'm gonna show you my braking points. We'll talk about the costs of this car, where this race is located, and how you can earn this car, because you know what, when the certain event comes out, you can get this car for less than nothing, which is a shocker. Very few cars in the game can you get that way, especially one that is this amazing, arguably one of the best. Like, if you want the real Racing 3 experience, this car will give it to you. I'm making this look pretty easy. This is difficult. Like right here, this is blind. You've got to kind of get some muscle memory. What I just did, scraping by that guy, yeah, that takes a while to develop that level of awareness of where you are on the track and what is the bot going to do? How is he going to react? Because bot movements change a little bit through the race. Now, let's get into where this race is located, and like most good endurance races, it's in the exclusive series. Very handsome rewards, 250 gold in total. Let's bring down the stats. Check this car out. Like, that's the full upgrade cost on the far right there. Check out those specs. Are there better cars, faster? Yeah, but not very many are this balanced. And there's the event. That's the link's up on the top right there. You get more back than you need in upgrades. I did that with only $R upgrades, and I actually know people who did it with nothing, but you gotta be one of the best in the world to pull that off. But I've got a full video series that shows you how you can earn that car with just $R upgrades. You get back more in rewards than you actually spend. Well, rewards and race earnings. So I made $R, I made fame, and I made gold, and I got a car. Like, come on, that's pretty stinking awesome, especially a car this good. I mean, this is pretty close to a Formula 1 car driving on the streets. Just, wow. I just love this thing. Now, you can see here, you can go pretty far over there, and here's my really slight braking point. Only 2 heavy braking points on this particular track in this car. Like, skipping the last corner here, you got to get that trajectory right. You got to start turning at the right time and at the right trajectory to pull that off full throttle. One thing I'm doing in this car that is very rare for me, and I thought about this just as I was learning this track, I was losing my handling once in a while, and I remembered that someone asked me not so long ago when I was doing a different Aston Martin event if I was using steering sensitivity 1 or not, and he remembered that with a lot of Aston Martins, I use steering sensitivity 1. My default setting is 2. So, you know what? I went and I dropped it to 1, and sure enough, it just feels a little bit better to me. Now, I'm driving tilt B controls. You probably can see that because we've got a gas pedal and a brake pedal. And what you can't see is I have all assists off. You have to do that to do this race. You can't have any of them on. Even steering assist low is going to fight you too much here because of the off-track driving. Steering assist wants you to stay on track. Oop, little bit skittish there. A bot was in the optimal line, so, you know, that's going to happen. I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm going to show you everything here. But I've really dialed this in. I like to practice an endless endurance race so that I really know what I'm talking about. So what is an endless endurance race? Okay, well, some of you guys know this. That's what happens after you pass 42 cars. That's it. That's all you got to do. But it's really difficult on some tracks. This track, Once you learn this track, it's not so hard actually, especially in this car. It's just so stinking amazing. Keep your eye on my timer here. We're getting really close to the Perpetual Point, and I'm still getting pretty close to a full timer. What's a Perpetual Point? That's where you can drive as long as you want to, if you want to. It's up to you. Right here, you can see the bots are getting more spaced out, just like they do in any endurance race, right? And very soon, you're going to see they're not spaced out at all. They suddenly are really close together. So those are the reasons why those terms exist. It's called an endless endurance because you could run it as long as you want to. It's endless. And perpetual point just means that's the point where you could go endlessly. So perpetual just means continual. And like I said, braking points, there's one heavy one. This is full throttle corner if no one's in your way. And then you got to really get to know your bots. Like, what's he going to do? He's still a little bit slower than what we're going to see very soon because every bot after the Perpetual Point is faster than a fully upgraded car. And here we go. See that? They're getting close together now, and they're going to get closer. So how can I pass them if they're faster than me? Well, they suck at the corners. Watch this. Watch me gain on this guy. He's off in the distance there. Might not pass him, but look at those gains. And on other corners, that wouldn't be happening. He'd be pulling away. And this is where I have to get a little more careful. Plan out your overtakes. You don't want damage, okay? If you're not familiar with this, there's 2 levels of damage. So cracked windshield is the easiest way to tell. Both levels of damage will decrease your acceleration, your speed, your grip, and your brakes. So there's only 2 levels. Once you get maximum damage, hit whoever you want. Doesn't matter. It can't get any worse. All that'll happen is you'll get more of a clean race bonus loss. Now check this out. We're going to do a seamless transition. You wouldn't even know I did it if I didn't do this. Look how perfect that was. You can go back and check it out. Okay, watch the wall on the left. Change of color. About 2 car lengths after that, I'm on the brakes. Go off track a tiny bit to get that trajectory. Right there is where I'm on the gas, as long as there's a bot not on the way. Full throttle through this. Unless there's a bot on the way, you might have to lift to do a little tap. Full throttle for the next 3 corners. Now, watch on the right where the wall comes to an end. I'm braking about 2 car lengths back from that point. I adjust it here and there. And then there's my go point. And then watch on the left when the sand starts to end. That's where I do this really quick braking point, or even just lift for a bit. And then that's it. Full throttle after this. I mean, come on. How can this be possible? Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I am so happy that this is the profitable race. Now, when it comes to profitability, that is all about how fast you're driving. So you guys know I talk about what's the fame per minute. What are my earnings? A great reference point is the Audi R8 LMS Ultra at Porsche Short Track. That one I earned 675 fame per minute. Very easy to go as long as you want to there. That's a fabulous beginner race. It's in the exclusive series. It's going to seem impossible for you at first because you won't know how hard you can push that track. You won't know where off-track limits actually are. And let's see here. We're going to do another. Check this out. Hopping off the curb. So you really got to learn where off-track limits are. And we're doing another warp right here. Pretty seamless again, except you can see a car disappear. We're going to wind this down at 50 kilometers, guys, which you can see happen pretty quick because this is a stinking fast car and I love it. So what's going to happen right at 50 kilometers, I'm not going to stop. I'll do a freeze frame, and then outside of the race here, I'll go back and make sure I end at exactly 50 kilometers. You'll see that. And I do that so we get accurate fame per minute. If I come to a grinding halt, I'm wasting time. I tried to do a lift point there, and I was so used to my fast brake point. So I gave up a little bit of time there, but that's okay. The odd mistake is going to happen, right? Just wanted to show you that you could just do a lift point. I just didn't do it correctly. So you'd lift off the gas for maybe 1 full second. Now very close to 50 kilometers, so we're gonna have a slight freeze frame and then we're just gonna warp ahead. Boom! All right. So actual race time was 11 minutes and 5 seconds. From that, I can calculate the fame per minute. And then we'll take a look at what happens if we were to hire the agent. So check it out, 1,018 fame per minute just as it is, guys. Wow, hire that agent, 2,036 fame per minute. Then we get up to 4,072 fame per minute with the agent on 100% bonus fame day. Holy smokes, that's pretty impressive. So here's the link to first flight, Audi R8 LMS Ultra link, one other one. Please like, please subscribe, and join me for some more videos. I'll Keep them coming your way, guys.